Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Monday, we are back to the top of the workshop, the most popular map of the moment, and it's by the most reviewed creator we have ever had on the show. It's also been specially made for the new DLC, so we'll be checking out in today's show whether we think it'll actually work well with the DLC. But before we do that, a few people have been asking about my health, knowing that I'm asthmatic. And I'm going to say, actually, I'm pretty good. I have been really dizzy. Following the government's advice, I bought a new swivel chair for the office. And I've been just... Oh, hang on. Sorry? Self-isolation. Self-isolation. Sorry, my bad. I thought the instruction was self-oscillation. So I shall be returning the swivel chair. I apologise for that, and I apologise for any other bad jokes I come up with in the next few weeks. Anyway, if you want to avoid the bad jokes, there is a bad joke button right there. That's right, hitting the bad joke button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people, and stops me telling bad jokes. Actually, it doesn't do that at all. Today's map is Sunset Harbour Map Decorated Mass Transit by MrMiyagi. There is a vanilla version which doesn't require DLC or any of the custom assets if you prefer that. Right, well, there's your start square, 2 different sources of water, very happy with that, all the basics are in place, nice. And then you've got the terrain heights, again, looks really nice, and some nice underwater detailing as well. Your resources, blotch, definitely workable again, and the vanilla standards, I like that. And the brand new resource is fishing, and we've got anchovies, salmon, shellfish and tuna, all in reasonable amounts. The tuna is pretty much in one area, and I'll point that out when we go by. You need deep, fast-flowing water for tuna, and pretty much the only way to do that is through a gully. So we'll have a little look at that. Off to the workshop, what do we need? Well, the answer is mass transit for this, of course, only if you have this version. We'll be using the Laviante 2.0 theme, the realistic 1.2 LUT, and there are a few trees, the generic tree pack, and a few of the Mr. Maison specials. Little shout out to a few of the great creators of the intersections there as well. We'll be highlighting one of those right from the off. Here's the first one. We're right on the edge of the map here, and if anything is wrong with this whole map, if there's any bad thing, this is the worst thing with the whole map, okay? There's 2 things wrong with this. I don't think you can see them. You might be able to see one from up here. I'm going to have a little grumble. Not so much about the lane merging, because you could say that could be slicker, but we haven't got any streetlight clipping. Nope. We have got a little bit of bowing and a little bit of jinky-janky going on there. So I would say that that could be a little bit better popped in. I mean, this is the worst, okay? This is the worst. It's not bad at all, right? But we also have a missing pillar down here, just on this side of the road. There is one on the opposite side, so you imagine that it would actually be needed. And so I'm going to say that that, for me, is a minor issue as well. We have got, like, say, the merging. I'd like to see that smoothed in a little bit. But again, we are right on the edge of the map here. This is fog central, okay? Nobody's going to really notice that. And if there's ever going to be a problem with a map, right deep in the fog is absolutely the one place you want to have it, and I don't really feel that that is something that I would be marking the map down on. It's just a little pointer, basically, that's all. Anyway, we'll do a little flyby. So yes, genuinely speaking, I know a few people have been asking about my health. I've been doing what everybody else has been doing. I've been locked in 24/7, doing a lot of work actually to a new show I'm going to be releasing soon. Not a Skyline show, but a new show nonetheless. And that'll be appearing on the main channel just when it's all set and I'm all prepared. But also, there's also a special show that I'm putting together as well, which basically went on the back burner for a little while because, well, when the game broke for everybody, well, the save that I was working with completely broke as well. And there was no fixing it. There was no coming back to it. So I'm having to... Perfect tunnels, by the way. Perfect tunnels, also perfect bridges. I'm not really mentioning them because they are, but they're perfect. I can just say, oh, look, perfect bridges. There you go. Lovely. I expect no less from a creator of Mr. Miyagi's standards there. But anyway, yes. So what I was saying, yes, I've been keeping well. I did have a minor asthma attack a couple of days ago. I was doing a food shop run for a certain elderly relative. Call her elderly. She's old enough to be my mother. That's what she is. There's where your tuna goes, right there. That fast-flowing bit of water there. That's where you'll find your tuna. So yes, I had an asthma attack. It took me a few hours to recover, but I am actually feeling better than ever because of it. So I don't know whether that was what was needed to actually clear my was it the nodes in the lungs, whatever. No, there's a word for them. But anyway, the pipes have been cleared, and I'm feeling really actually quite fresh for it. So that's good. That's good. Anyway, yes, we'll just follow this road. There's not too much to say about the networking. The one thing there isn't on this map is the bypass system that Mr. Miyagi quite often has in his maps. This is actually the road that goes through to the start square, and there is already traffic on it. It's not a problem, but I'm just pointing out, if you were expecting there not to be, then that's not one of these maps. No, this is just a different style of map. Anyway, what we got down here are perfect pillars underneath seats. We got perfect pillars. Perfect pillars. And then if we pull back there, we are in the start square location now. So we have a little look-see over there. Oh, got the roundabout in place as well, which is always good for a starter. We'll pull back. There's your start square. Looks pretty good. And also an asset of the day, and this is a great one as well. Shanghai Customs House by CM Dot, or CM Period, as the kids like to say. We've got a great building. Look at this. I think you'll find this in Shanghai, which I do believe is in China. I don't even have to check that. Anyway, factoids, because factoids. On this date, the 30th of March in 1867, Alaska was officially purchased by the United States. At the time, many American politicians criticised the move, believing such a wasteland to be a costly folly even. Tally, folly, same difference. Over the years, however, Alaska has proved to be extremely profitable, reaping a huge harvest of both oil and gold. There'd be gold in them dar Alaskan chilly wasteland, and it's yeah. Well, anyway, I'm sure Russia have got plenty of oil and gold on their land as well. It's just saves sailing across the Bering Strait, I was about to say, and it is correct. Anyway, there you go. Shanghai Customs House by CM Dot, today's asset of the day. And we'll head back to the network, and honestly, there's not really too much. This is one of those maps that is just so polished, and it's polished. It doesn't leap out and say, I am the most exciting thing you have ever seen. By the way, perfect intersection. Yes, plopped, but perfectly molded into the environment. So again, it's not something you can't just plop an intersection and expect it to work. You have to plop it and just tweak it. And right in the middle of the map, you'd want it to be perfect. Of course, it's perfect. Yes, it's not a map that screams out, you need to be excited by me. It's a map that is just understated, and in many ways those are the best sort of maps for building on. Not every map has to be an exciting wow factor of detailed areas, or having a perfect exciting new style of dam, or a new use for pillars, and perfect tunnels again, by the way, and a perfect bridge coming up. Your map doesn't have to have that. This is the sort of map that, I've not looked at the vanilla version, but I imagine the vanilla version is basically what we would want in the vanilla game. And that is as close to perfection, but keeping it really simple and playable. Where's that tunnel come out? It comes out over here. I just want to point out this intersection is an identical one to the one we saw earlier. And you may also notice here that we do have the missing pillar on this one as well. So maybe that's just a design of the intersection, but it still needs to be fixed as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, the other one is up there, just in case you think we've come back to where we started. No, we're down this end of the map instead. We have rail, and you think, well, it's a bit hilly, so it might be a bit uppy downy. Nope, Mr. Miyagi, Mr. Magoo. Mr. Miyagi even. Oh, who am I talking about here? I'm not sure. Mr. Miyagi has done a good job with the rail. I can't really grumble about this. There might be a couple of inclines here, but eyeball checking doesn't really show up, to be honest with you. And we could switch this one on, but it's not the game. Sorry, it's not the sort of map that you're looking for a true realistic build. You're just looking for a standard Cities Skylines game where you just get in, build a city, and not worry about it. And that's basically what you've got in place for this. The highways and the rail networks are more than adequate. Again, not the most exciting, but actually nothing wrong. Would complain, this would be the only thing. I think he was building in one direction and then joined it from the opposite direction. And we get the two catenaries right next to each other. But yes, it's if you want to complain about little things like that, this is all I've got to talk about. There's nothing. I look at a beautiful intersection. I haven't had a look at it from above. Beautifully done. But yeah, there's nothing really to grumble about with this map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare yourself for the intermission. Then we'll come back, do the shipping. Do you reckon there'll be shipping on this map? Would you have put shipping on this map?
Are you struggling with water physics in the game? Are you constantly drowning and flooding your soggy little sins? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Water Physics by BonBonB. Click the information button now.
And back to Sunset Harbour map and the shipping routes. Yes, we got shipping routes. Also, for some reason, my air routes have started reappearing. So one of the mods that I was using that's no longer working is it was affecting the air routes. Anyway, we've got them now. I think it might have been Tree Lodfix, you know. That's about the only one that's not working that I'm not using anymore. But anyway, yeah, shipping routes are fine. We've got a couple over that side. Got a couple over this side as well. I could have a minor grumble about right angle turn there. It's a little bit sharp, but it's not critically bad. It's just not ideal. And then we've got another one right there. Again, not critically sharp, but not ideal. Water flow down here, it's fine. This is one of your two sources of water. We've got good water flow there, so you can put your outflow there and your inflow in the other bay, and that would be absolutely perky as well. Lovely. So let's have one quick overview of the map, because what we have got is lots and lots of water options. We've got all these bays and coves. We've got a second, we've got a straight over the opposite side where the tuna were going to be living. We've got a really nice buildable area in the middle of the map. We've got a really good network as well. If you have a look at the network's pretty solid. We've got some nice islands, good sized islands for building on as well. So if you like playing with your ferries, this is going to be a great map for that. And maybe fishing villages or fishing islands, all good over there as well. We pull back over this side. We've got this straight over here. That's where you've got that narrow deep stretch with the tuna. Then we have over here, we've got some hills. They're quite pleasing. Apologies for the trees, jumping in and out a little bit. I'm playing with the ultimate level of detail switched on quite high to replace the tree Lodfix, but it's still not exactly perfect. But anyway, can't blame MrMiyagi for that, so that's good. Okay, but what do you think of this map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. What do I think? I think I would say yes to this one. Yes. Aesthetically, it's not the most exciting thing I have seen. It's pleasing. I'm kind of somewhere between a 3 and a 4. I don't feel like just something about it doesn't say 4 stars to me. I'm going to give it a really high 3. It's somewhere swinging around. I'm going to give it a high 3. However, with detailing its base level, excellent standards. That's all. There's nothing that's going to jump out and scream, this is amazing. But it's really good standards, and it doesn't deserve any less than 4 stars. 4 stars is what it's going to get. Gameplay potential, it's all set for the DLC. It plays well already, and everything else looks pretty good to me. Having not played the new DLC yet, I'm going to say I can't not give it 5 stars. So 5 stars for gameplay. That is a really solid, beautifully playable map, and I think we can do nothing but award it the BonBonB seal of approval. Ah, there it is. Right, well, that's it. Thank you very much, MrMiyagi, for a rather prompt map. That was really quick to come out and very solid. Very, very solid. Just not the most beautiful thing, but what do you expect in like 24 hours? Don't know. Don't know. But yeah, very, very solid, very playable. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. Don't forget my second channel, where you can see all sorts of Let's Plays of other games, like Subnautica and Civilization 6 and horror game Outlast 2. And I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. Thanks for watching.